So one thing that you need to know about GitHub, right? It's a Microsoft company too. And I think it's important to address that because over my career in IT, some companies either like Microsoft or they don't like Microsoft.
Yeah.
Right. And
It's
so
either love or hate. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think that's a disclaimer, an important disclaimer to make, right? It's like, what's the relationship that you have with Microsoft as a company? Because this might impact the decision that you go in. I don't personally care. I personally like Microsoft. And so GitHub is also my very first repo that I ever used back in 2011. So yeah, back in the day.
back in your day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So price is usually one of the main considerations when going to a enterprise Git solution. It's not the only one, but it's the one we're talking about today. Typically what will rule out one repository vendor over another is where you are going to be doing your software development. Are you in the cloud or do you have to be on-prem? And once you answer that question, it kind of knocks out some of the contenders, or it makes price even more important as a secondary question on which one you're going to go.
Yeah, that's a very good point because not all the contenders have an on-premise offering,
or they have an on-premise offering that's too cumbersome.
Right.
And that is something, I don't want to dwell on a negative with GitHub, but it is often seen that the competitors have a better on-prem solution than GitHub does. It has improved over the years, but it's not an incorrect perception.
Right. But I mean, I've always felt that GitHub was like a cloud first.
Yes, that's
cloud native solution first. And so we get a couple of things. So we have 3 different tiers here. You have a free tier, a team tier, and an enterprise tier. And I always just find it so funny how big of a jump we go from the team to the enterprise. But yeah, so keep these numbers in mind because we are going to be comparing these numbers. And the other thing I'm going to say about pricing, right? So if you're a small little startup, Sean calls a startup what, 10 or less people?
Yeah.
If you're a small little startup, right?
Pizza team.
Yeah, 2 pizza team. The free is always going to be good enough to get you started. And we'll look at the 3 different companies here and kind of go through that. I would say if you're a company, beyond 2 pizzas, but definitely less than I don't know. What would you think is a big company? I think 200 plus is probably.
Yeah. Once you get into the hundreds,
yeah. I would probably call it in the 1 to 200 range. You're probably going to be looking at the team version of this. And anybody over 250, right, over 200 to 250 developers, you're probably going to want to be on the enterprise at that point because you're going to get some benefits from enterprise, such as, well, I don't want to get too far into it, right? But there's going to be a lot of critical items that you get just from an enterprise perspective because you want to protect your data more than the convenience of the code.
Yeah. So the decision on which one to go does weigh heavily on the number of developers in your organization, but then the features are really close behind that, and you may have a team of 50 people but be enterprise because you needed something in that the feature list that we'll touch on
right
in a bit here.
But a great example is like let's assume you have 15 people. And like skim is not something you're set up yet, right? If you don't even have a skim for anything else, right? If you're just logging into Jira and Confluence with just, username and password, and you don't have skim set up anywhere, then there's no point in paying extra for functionality you're not going to use either. So you want to be smart about it as well.